So since we're talking about $17 million, let's talk about the market. So you're in Seattle, you've been selling there for a couple of years now. You're seeing the market. Let's talk about Austin versus Seattle. Why on earth would somebody move to rainy Seattle over sunny, beautiful,
I was
crazy
thinking that.
thunderstorms, Austin?
I don't know. Honestly, you saw I went to Austin over last summer and I loved it. I was like, dang, I would move to Austin. I really like it. I think a lot of the people that move to Seattle. So I know you guys get a lot from California. We get a lot from California too, more San Francisco. And sometimes I know they're thinking about Austin, they're thinking about Seattle, and Seattle might seem like the safer bet because it's not that different. Like it's on the West Coast still. It's not that far away. It's like an hour flight, you know? So I think that might be sometimes why.
Only an hour flight. I
So
like
I,
that.
I was reading an article. The guy goes, "It's really not." So they're talking about Austin. They go, "It's really not weird anymore. It reminds me more of a Seattle South with more sun, but no mountains and ocean." And that hit me right here. I was like, "Hey,
Seattle South. I don't know how I
Seattle
feel about that.
South."
Yeah,
I've
I
only,
don't know.
I've only been to Seattle one time. It was a lot of fun, but I went just to go drink and have fun with friends. And then we went to Vancouver. But it rained the entire time we were there. But it was like, it rained off and on. It wasn't like
Yeah.
constantly raining. So if somebody is leaving the Bay Area or leaving LA and they're going, all right, I want to go to another city, and I'm looking at the differences between Austin and Seattle, what would be the ideal property or ideal price range somebody would be looking in Seattle?
Well, I guess it depends. I think a lot of first time home buyers, maybe they're a single person, they don't want a lot of maintenance. Maybe they're making good money in tech, been in it for a couple of years. A lot of those people, I feel, end up in townhomes, and those are usually, you can get one with like no parking and it's like 1,000 square feet for like maybe $650,000. And then you can get like a bigger one in a good part of town that, kind of gets you everything you want. And that'll be more like $1.1 million.
Now, is
1.1.
that downtown though? Like downtown, or is that
So Seattle
further
is
out?
funny because we have our downtown that's really pretty small. People don't like living downtown in Seattle. I don't know how it is for Austin, but especially I feel like the only people I know that live downtown are people that are transplants actually, because they just don't know yet that downtown's not really the move. And any person that's from Seattle, they'll be like so taken aback. They'll just be like, "Wait, that person lives downtown?" Like it's just kind of a weird thing. Personally, I don't mind. I like downtown, but that makes me weird in Seattle. I get a lot of flack for it.
For living downtown or wanting to be downtown. What's
Yep.
interesting is so Austin has our downtown, and then we have, so that there's a lot of condos down there. But if you're
Mhm.
going to be down there, you're kind of, same note, right? You might get a one spot, but you're looking at 650 to about 1.1 million, 1.3. If you want a nice 2-2 condo downtown, I mean,
Yep.
you're almost $1,000 a month HOA, and then you're paying 2 million maybe. But there are a lot of properties like 70 Rainy. I just had a client buying one for like 750, and it was just like a one bedroom with this,
Mhm.
one bedroom. So, I mean, really, it sounds like comparing prices, they're pretty much the same. It's like, do you want to live in Seattle or do you want to live in Austin? Because the prices are going to be fairly close if you're
Yeah.
downtown. But a lot of people live south of downtown or just north of downtown. And so we have 78704, the Zilker Park area.
Yeah.
It's beautiful area. I mean, sure, you were there when you came to town.
Yes.
If I had, so I'm out in Dripping Springs, so I'm about 30 minutes outside of Austin right
Mhm.
now. But if I were to move back in Austin, it would be that area right there. I'd bite the bullet and buy the $3 million house for sure.
Yes, I loved that area, and I think when I say something like a townhouse in a good part of town, I'm thinking that 787 wait, sorry, what was it? That Zilker Park
7704, Zilker Park. Yeah, yeah.
4.
787 part. That
Yeah.
Zilker Park, um, that kinda area, uh, the comparable areas in Seattle would be, these neighborhoods that are it's like a 7-minute drive to downtown, right? But they are separated, but they're super close, and you would still call it very central Seattle. For us, that's like Queen Anne, Capitol Hill, Ballard, Fremont. Those are our neighborhoods, but we don't in Seattle really talk about things in a zip code way. But I
Right.
know it's really popular other places. But here's what I'll say. I actually think your guys' housing is more expensive. I was comparing because I got a really good handle on like, oh, Travis Heights. It's like very similar to like Laurelhurst in Seattle. And comparing the prices and stuff, I was like, Central Austin is so expensive.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. And Seattle, those same neighborhoods for what you get, they might be a little bit less. But then it change, but they're still expensive homes. They'll still maybe be like 1.5 or something, you know? But then where it gets different between the two, I think, is in Austin, you can really spread out and then it gets significantly cheaper. In Seattle, as you spread out, it doesn't really get that much cheaper because we don't have a lot of area to spread out. You know, there's water on one side, there's lakes on the other. And so,
Well,
yeah.
and I think that's part of why the it gets really expensive when you're downtown Austin. The population density, like we're super dense here.
Yeah.
Where Seattle, you have already spread. Austin,
Yeah.
we still have a lot of room to grow, but the people that want to
Yeah.
live downtown, like you said, they're there. They're already there. And if you want to get a house, you're fighting for what's already existing.
Yeah. How are you
What's
guys with like zoning? Are people able to, you know, buy a big lot, build a DADU, all that stuff?
Yes. So what's happening a lot right now in Zilker Park, Travis Heights area, and then on the east side of Austin, what's happening is a lot of these developers are coming in and they're buying up a lot. I mean, geez, I remember selling in 2019 a killer lot for, and it was, probably a quarter of an acre for
Mhm.
350. And what they'll do is they'll do an A B unit on it. And then so you have the A unit like 1 million, the B unit 700. So you see a lot of the east side, for lack of better words, gentrifying with that.
Mhm.
And then but on the flip side of that, you see a lot of the people when you use the word gentrifying in Austin on the east side, you have a lot of people getting priced out, and then property taxes are going up. So that's one thing I want to talk about is property taxes. So
Mhm.
they really increase property taxes so that a lot of these people live on the east side. So they pretty much have no choice but to sell. Because imagine paying 20 grand a year in taxes, just property taxes, and no income.
That's so crazy. Yeah, like, as a homeowner here in Seattle, I don't feel that change all that much. I've owned here for 4 years, and I think my property taxes maybe have jumped a total of $200, maybe. Um, yeah,
But
you guys, it's like a totally different ballgame, and your tax rate's higher, right? Ours is around 1%.
did you had the same market spike during the I can say COVID years, yeah. During the
Yeah.
COVID years, you had the same market spike, right? Hmm.
Yes, it totally, yeah, same market spike. Today, you know, year over year, we're down like 10%. I don't know how you
Yep.
guys are, but yeah, and it's gonna recover, but it just will take a little bit.
Thanks for watching this short of the Real Amigos podcast. For more live streams, hit here. For more clips, hit here. We'll catch you on the next one.